office has done a really good job of finding just good guys, and I think we click together, and the culture is just really strong, and it's I think last year it was the power of friendship, right? And I think that goes a long way.
There's Logan Henderson, who was pretty darn good in his appearances for the Brewers last season. We'll see where he slots in for this season. All right, we're going to talk baseball right out of the box. We have Brandon in Arizona. Brandon, I lead it off with the backup catcher. Not usually a spot that you talk a lot about, particularly when you have William Contreras playing the frontline catcher spot. But Gary Sanchez, to me, is an interesting slot in there, who was just re-signed this week.
Yeah, he played in 2024 with the Brewers. He had 11 home runs. Basically, every five hits he had was a home run when he was playing for the Brewers. Injuries kind of marred that season a little bit. Last year he was in Baltimore. He had more injuries, but they're hoping he comes back and provides that offensive pop for this lineup when he does get in. William Contreras obviously going to do the bulk of the catching, but Gary Sanchez is a leader, and he's a guy that pitchers trust, and that was one of the things we noticed today when he came back to catch some bullpens from some of the guys, that they were so excited to see him back for the first time, giving him hugs, high fives, teasing him a little bit. But yes, he's a veteran guy. He's somebody who knows how to call a game, and he has the trust of the pitchers, which is the biggest thing. I think that's what they're looking for and why they brought him back to be the guy behind William Contreras this season.
Well, Gary Sanchez obviously didn't play a lot, probably won't play a lot this season. That's by design. Let's look at some of the pitchers. And Aaron Ashby, according to Pat Murphy, last year in the playoffs, is going to pitch a lot. He pitched all the time in the postseason, it seemed like. So what's going to happen here for Ashby this season? He's been in a couple of different roles already in his young big league career.
Yeah, I would think that right now he's going to come out of the bullpen. I think they really liked what he gave them there throughout the season once he was healthy last year, and I think he built that on even in the playoffs. He pitched in 7 of their 9 games. He was able to do some, spot starts, as they say, to get an inning, to get as a starter, but really just to kind of get the game going. And they trust him in every single situation. So you might see him in any high leverage situation, and that's something that Chris Hook loves. That's something that Pat Murphy loves. And then I'm sure if they need to, if injuries happen to hit the starting staff, he could fill a role there too. He is so versatile. He has such good stuff. If he's on, he's nearly unhittable. So we will see what happens there, but to me, it looks like a strong bullpen candidate for this season.
And Brandon, let's go from the bullpen to the starting rotation. That's where you're going to find Quinn Priester. Last season, he was unbelievable. Brewers winning 19 games that he pitched in, consecutive games, that is. This year, though, what is his trajectory? Because there's going to be a lot of high expectations on Priester this year.
Yeah, and I think he's mature enough to handle that. I think he just liked the fact that he got the opportunity last year and he delivered. And that confidence is something that he was able to build on. And that was something that this team rallied behind him, and they all had confidence whenever he was on the mound. They like the way he throws. They like the rhythm that he gets into when he's on the mound. And I think when he gets into this camp and fully gets going, he's going to look at it like, okay, it's another opportunity. I'm probably going to be the number 2 or number 3 guy in the rotation behind Brandon Woodruff, maybe in front of Jacob Mizorowski, but either way, he's a guy that's going to be in the front of this staff and somebody that they're going to count on. And I think the fact, when he was with the Red Sox, he predominantly was a AAA guy, and they didn't give him a lot of chances out there. But once he got to Milwaukee, he kind of found his niche, and then he just took it over and owned it. And that's something that these guys like to see, especially the fact that he was so confident and he knew his place and what he could do for this team.